On Christmas Eve dinner, my grandfather came to visit and asked, "Did you like the house I gave you 2 years ago?" I looked at him confused, fork halfway to my mouth. "What house, Grandpa? I'm still living in that tiny studio apartment downtown with the broken heater and cockroaches." His bushy eyebrows shot up in genuine surprise. "What apartment, Emma? I bought you that beautiful 3-bedroom house on Maple Street and put it in your name for your college graduation." His bushy eyebrows shot up in genuine surprise. "What apartment, Emma? I bought you that beautiful 3-bedroom house on Maple Street and put it in your name for your college graduation." Oh, the how stomach dropped like a stone. I knew that exact address. My boyfriend Jake had been living there for 2 years, always bragging about how his rich uncle left it to him when he died in a tragic car accident. "Grandpa, my boyfriend Jake lives in that house. He told me his uncle left it to him in the will after some family tragedy." Grandpa's face went from confused to angry in seconds. He pulled out a thick manila folder from his coat pocket. "No, sweetie, that's absolutely impossible. I have the deed right here with your full name on it. I paid $340,000 cash for that property." My hands started shaking uncontrollably as I grabbed my phone. I called Jake immediately and put it on speaker for everyone at the dinner table to hear. "Hey babe, what's up?" Jake answered casually. "Probably playing video games like usual." "Jake, I need to ask you something really important. Whose name is actually on the deed to your house?" There was a long, very suspicious pause. I could hear him moving around. "Why are you asking me that question right now? Just answer the question, Jake. It's important." "I'm waiting to check with my lawyer about that. It's really complicated with all the estate stuff and probate." Grandpa leaned toward the phone, his voice stern and angry. "This is Emma's grandfather. I bought that house for her 2 years ago. You've been living in her property completely rent-free." The line went dead immediately. Jake had hung up on us. "We're going there right now," Grandpa said, standing up so fast his chair scraped loudly against the hardwood floor. We drove to the house in tense silence. Jake's black Honda was gone from the driveway, but all his stuff was clearly still inside through the windows. I used the spare key he'd given me months ago, and we walked through what was apparently my own front door. "This is such a beautiful home," Grandpa said sadly, looking around at the hardwood floors and granite countertops. "I wanted you to have real security and stability." I was absolutely furious, thinking about my cramped studio apartment with its leaky ceiling, broken air conditioning, and mice problem. While I'd been struggling to afford $1,200 rent every month, working double shifts at the restaurant, Jake had been living in complete luxury in my house. Then I found something in his bedroom closet that made my blood boil. Hidden behind his winter coats was a folder full of rental applications and signed lease agreements. He'd been secretly renting out the basement apartment to college students for $800 a month, collecting money from tenants living in my own property. Bank statements showed he'd made over $19,000 in rental income from my house over the past year alone. When Jake finally called back an hour later, I was completely ready for him. "Emma, I can explain everything. It's really not what it looks like at all. Explain how you've been playing landlord with my property while I've been eating ramen noodles every day and working overtime just to afford rent on a cockroach-infested studio apartment. The house situation is really complicated. My uncle actually did leave it to me, but there might have been some legal paperwork mix-up somewhere." "Jake, stop lying to my face. My grandfather has the original deed with my name on it. You've been stealing from me for 2 entire years. Look, we can definitely work this out somehow. Maybe we can split the house ownership or something fair." I almost laughed out loud. "You have exactly 24 hours to pack all your stuff and get completely out of my house, and I want every single penny you made illegally renting my basement. You can't just kick me out like this. I have legal rights as a tenant. Actually, you're trespassing on my property. My grandfather's lawyer is already drafting official eviction papers tonight." Jake never did give me any real explanation, but I got my house back, collected 3 months of back rent from his very confused tenants, and got the deep satisfaction of watching him load his stuff into a rented U-Haul truck while I changed every single lock on my property. The best part was finally having a place big enough to host Christmas